Hello Aries, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the energies and predictions for the sign of Aries for the month of November. Now, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and feel free to check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Aries, let's go ahead and get into this reading here for you, where we'll be taking a look at this brand new month of November 2025. Do hope your month of October was great, and I hope that November is even better for you, Aries. With that, the month here definitely is a month of retrogrades. We have Mercury retrograding on the 9th of November. And then we've also got Jupiter retrograding as well on the 11th. And most of the month we'll have Mercury in retrograde, but it is nothing that we can't handle, Aries. Just a part of the astrology. So we'll go ahead and get all these cards set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it. All right. I think it's looking just about good enough to me. Energy on the bottom, Aries, you have a difficult choice to make, okay? The Two of Swords person represents this idea that maybe you're faced with a difficult choice, or you're sort of like stuck maybe even in between a conflict. You could be in a conflict between, like in the middle of a conflict between two people. It represents this idea where you have a choice to make, but you're having a hard time kind of seeing what the right choice is. And, it's one of those things where, I'm sure everybody's experienced in life where they have to make a decision and, maybe like you see all sides of the outcomes. Like you see the outcome from choice A and you see the outcome from choice B, but neither outcome is exactly making sense to you. I'm sure you've kind of like experienced that. It can even indicate some level of like indecision. I would also say that the Two of Swords, it may suggest in November that you have something to say to someone, but you're having a hard time saying it. Like, you need to have a conversation, Aries, or there's something that you need to say to someone, but finding the words is a bit difficult, okay? Communicating it is a bit difficult. That could certainly be the case here. Some of you want to like break free from your past a little bit here. I see in November, there's something from your past that is showing up as a bit restricting for you, I would say, in November, and you're looking to kind of work through that. But overall, you have some really good cards here. So why don't we go ahead and dive in here, Aries. Now, right away in the middle, you do have the High Priestess, and this is really a call to dive deep within yourself, and as you potentially are faced with this difficult choice, listen to what your intuition is telling you. Is there something that is going on below the surface? The High Priestess person is coming out of the water, right? The water would indicate your, what is below the surface for you, or like, your subconscious, or, what is going on unconsciously for you. These sorts of things can come up here with the High Priestess. Now, this can also be about secrets as well in the tarot, secret keeping, something that's hidden or not in plain view as well. Does that make sense for this reading? It might, because there is an energy of sort of like toxicity here with the Devil, and then also needing to communicate with someone, like needing to sort of clear the air. Actually, might make sense for you in this month of November. You may need to clear the air a little bit with someone. It's interesting though, because we really only have like one, let me just double check. Yeah, one Cups card. So it could be somebody you are involved with. This would be somebody that you've been involved with for some time. Okay, this probably wouldn't be a new person or relationship. However, there's also a timeline here where there's something connected to money, where maybe it's family, maybe it is somebody you're in a relationship with, maybe it's your employer as well, where like a decision needs to be made, or a conversation needs to be had, something needs to be aired out here for you, and you're maybe feeling like you're in the dark a little bit right now around this scenario, okay? Somebody else could be, you could also be, let me just, there we go, adjust the camera a little bit there. You could also be keeping someone in the dark as well. Like some people may not necessarily know what's going on with you right now. There's definitely like a hidden topic here, okay, that's going on. There's something connected to hidden information that's happening. We'll try to get more details. Right away in the first column, you have the Judgment card, the Four of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. Judgment card, Four of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. Okay, so the Judgment card can speak to like critical points in life. You know, critical points. This may even indicate for you a critical decision. Okay, because this is like really the final card before you complete something big in life. And you've probably also all been in that scenario where you're so close to completion, like you're at like a critical stage with something. You're one step away. That can be the Judgment energy. This is also an epiphany as well that you may be experiencing or undergoing in November. As well, it can be about your karma, the choices you've made in life. These sorts of things can show up, but I actually think that this is more connected to like a critical point that you're at with either someone or, you know, in your life here. You have the Four of Swords. Some of you are craving some rest, some recovery from something. I also think that you have been resting on a decision, I would say, as well. This may also be about healing after heartbreak, but I see that you're maybe resting over a decision, like you're sitting on something, okay? And you probably have your good reasons for this. Interestingly enough here, I'm not seeing like action taking, okay? I'm seeing a lot that is sort of in the background for you. And I think that this may also for you in November, this may create some like sense of uneasiness for you because you really are craving some clarity here. I kept saying like clearing the air or putting it out in the air, like you are really tired of being in the dark around something. Okay, and I think that you can have success in bringing this forward for you. Okay, I think that because just to be clear, you have some really positive cards here, which we're going to get into, but I think that you can have some success in getting an answer to something that you feel like you need an answer to, you know, in this month of November. Now, with the Ten of Wands, you know, this represents hard work. It does represent a completion as well in the tarot, but it says that you are experienced, okay? This is not your first rodeo when you get the Ten of Wands. Each wand represents an experience earned or some like knowledge gained along the way for this Ten of Wands person. So and you probably don't need me to say this, but you are 100% capable, based on your experience, based on your past, of handling this decision that you have to make, okay? Making this decision. The cards are saying dig into your knowledge and dig into your experiences and also dig into what is going on for you intuitively as well with the High Priestess here. And that could be a strong path towards success for you in this month of November. Now, in the middle, you do have the Empress, the High Priestess, and the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so this is interesting, right? So Empress, High Priestess, this is a, you know, these cards are more like nurturing yourself, right? Taking care of yourself. And the Empress in particular is a card of like really strong self-care. It's a strong self-care card. As the Empress is associated with the mother in the tarot, and this idea of being able to nurture something, nurtures like a baby, like a mother would nurture their baby, right, into life. It's this idea of like nurturing yourself, or you know, some project, even you could say, like nurturing you know, a passion project, or something that you would treat as your baby, right, in life. That is one of the messages with the Empress. It's also a card of abundance and fertility as well. So it's a very, very positive sign to see the Empress in a reading. But I see that with the Four of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Empress, that there is a strong call to self-care here for you in November. And actually, I'm usually a person that is, you know, guiding people to take action. You know, I usually am saying like, go. But looking at the astrology, realizing like astrologically we're kind of going backwards, and then looking at this reading here, this may be an opportunity for you to sort of re-engage with something or to kind of redo something. Anything that starts with RE is usually what takes place during a retrograde, right? Like re-engaging, redoing, reintegrating, these sorts of things like can show up during periods like this. And for you, it might not be the worst month for you to take as much self-care as you can, right? Like obviously life goes on, the world keeps spinning, like we have to work and we have to, do whatever we have to do. But yeah, there's definitely a call to that here. Could the conflict be with like a mother figure? Maybe. As I look at that Empress card, and then also it could. We'll definitely want to get, and also the Six of Cups, we'll definitely get some more clarity on whether that is the case here for you. But finally, with the Ten of Pentacles, this is the highest vibration of the suit of Pentacles. It's a major card of abundance in tarot. So you actually have the two biggest cards of abundance with the Empress and the Ten of Pentacles, which these are really good signs, right? But there's something going on below the surface that kind of, as the reader, is off to me here, where like you intuitively you feel like something's going on, okay, connected to this scenario. And could this could be an inheritance, actually, for some people. This isn't going to be for everyone, but for some people it could be, as you have the Empress and the Ten of Pentacles, and then the Six of Cups. Why don't we get into this final column, because the Six of Cups is pretty important. You have the Ace of Pentacles, the Devil, and the Six of Cups. So this Six of Cups is important because it refers to your past, right? The family you were born into, your homeland, your motherland, the place you grew up, the people you grew up with, your family, the friends you grew up with. It can refer to like your past lovers as well, like your ex-relationships can all show up here, and also your patterns in life, okay? Your patterns as well that you picked up in early experiences. So with the Devil and the Six of Cups and the Two of Swords, like there may be something from your past that you are really, really no longer wanting to be a part of. Okay, that could certainly show up here with the Devil, which can represent toxicity or somebody that tries to keep you under their thumb or control you in some way, wields power in a way that is not good, can show up with the Devil. You do have the Mother here as well, right? And this idea of your past. So it does seem like we're going to get more details. Is this the Mother? Is this someone else? We'll get more details in a second. But I definitely see that this Six of Cups is an important card. Now, as it relates to this inheritance issue, obviously, usually, people inherit or receive inheritances from, the family you're born into, right? So that certainly definitely or helps to confirm that that's maybe on the table for some people. Lastly here, you have the Ace of Pentacles, which is, a card that can really indicate a planting of a seed in life. I like the Empress and the Ace of Pentacles combination always in a reading, because that can mean that whatever you're starting, there's like fertile grounds for that venture. Whatever it is that you're starting, whether this is a job, buying a house or whatever it is, right? Like maybe probably something connected to money, but it could also be studying, by the way. As well, signing off on formal contracts and documents. I would give you this disclaimer, which is, given the astrology, like just double, triple, quadruple check anything that you're signing off on in this month. Also, because there's like some murky energy with the Two of Swords and the High Priestess, right? Like something there's like some lack of clarity here. So I would double check any agreements that you're entering into. It doesn't mean you shouldn't do those, but just make sure everything's right. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at the oracle cards. Okay, so we're going to move into the clarifications portion of this reading here, Aries. We'll start off by pulling some oracle cards, and then we'll also pull some tarot cards. Okay, and one more here. All right. Energy on the bottom, you do have Druid, hold the space. This is what I was kind of saying. I'm glad that you got this card, because, there are times in life where, holding space is very, very powerful, and you may be in that scenario right now where maybe the time for action, instead of action, it's sort of review, right? Review, right? Anything like that could be pretty strong for you right now. You have Traveler, move in a new direction. You have Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved, as well as Shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. Yeah, this Heart Guardian is making a lot of sense to me. Love and let yourself be loved, right? As I talked about, nurturing yourself in this month of November is probably pretty important for you. You then here have Protection Guardian, drop your shields. Autumn, release the old and rest, and Drum, dream, and journey. Release the old and rest, I think this idea of like Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved, and then releasing the old and resting seems to make a lot of sense for you here as it relates to these Oracle cards, because I talked about how there's something in your past that's not exactly sitting right with you, I guess, or there's some decision here that it's not an easy decision to make. It's probably connected to your past in some way. All right, let's go ahead and let's take a look at the tarot clarifications for you here. Now, Aries, do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I do hope things are going well for you. All right, let's see what we have. All right. You do have the Lover's card. You have the Sun. And the Seven of Wands. Lovers, Sun, and Seven of Wands. Okay. Well, definitely a good sign. The Sun, it is the best card in the tarot, and the Sun is all about success, positivity, and happiness. It can also be the exposure of a truth. I like to see the Sun with the High Priestess because there very clearly is something that you're in the dark around. We'll see if we get the Moon here, because the Sun and the Moon combination is also very good, but High Priestess similar, right? Like there's some murky energy. You need clarity on something, and the Sun can provide clarity. That's one of the strong suits of the Sun card. Right? So I think that you are getting clarity on this topic. I also see that the Lovers, it's also interesting. It can indicate like a significant relationship in life, but it's an important choice to make. You've got a difficult choice, you've got an important choice, and you have it here around the Judgment card, right? And you're kind of at a critical point here, okay? But what I would say is it does seem like the cards are suggesting that you should take your time at the same time. Like, take your time as you make this decision here, because you don't want to put yourself in a position where you like later regret something, right? So this idea of reviewing, I think, is very important for you here, Aries. With the Seven of Wands, this person's standing their ground, okay? And you may end up needing to take a stand with a person in your life or around an issue or topic here in this month. And you might need to fight for something. The idea of the Seven of Wands is fighting for something, and it can be associated with competition as well. Let's see if that comes in here. You do have the Knight of Pentacles. You have the Ten of Cups, amazing, and the Five of Pentacles. Immediately as I put this Five of Pentacles out on top of the Ten of Pentacles, some of you are feeling like you don't deserve something, okay? Like, because there is so much, I'll say it this way, there are so many cards indicating abundance and indicating happiness at the same time. With the Ten of Cups and the Sun, these are the happiest cards in the tarot. The Empress and the Ten of Pentacles is these are the most abundant cards in the tarot. And with that, you have the Five of Pentacles, meaning like maybe you feel unsure of how to handle this, or you maybe feel like you're undeserving or something like that, because when you see the Five of Pentacles, it can indicate like a scarcity feeling or a scarcity mindset. It's going to be super important in this month for you to turn those feelings into feelings that are abundant and positive, or I guess a better way is reframe. There's another RE, like reframe the scenario towards abundance for yourself, right? Now, if you're dealing with something difficult, it doesn't mean you shouldn't feel, the way that you feel. Certainly not invalidating you in any way, but like, there seems to be quite a bit of opportunity for you in this month in terms of being happy. The Knight of Pentacles is a card that indicates results. It can indicate like a financial result as well that is showing up for you. So like this is another card that really syncs well with like an inheritance timeline, or a gift or receiving something here as well. But usually the Knight of Pentacles, especially in a career reading, is like something you've worked for. So we'll have to see, but it can just indicate, a money result, generally as well in the tarot. But, the Ten of Cups is a major card of family as well. So you do have some of these messages here with the Ten of Cups and the Six of Cups. There's also a real estate card, as the family always owns the home in the background. But generally, more so, it's about being like overwhelmingly happy or experiencing some amount of joy and pleasure and fun as well. And I feel like this is available to you, but there's maybe a portion of you here, or there's something going on here that isn't exactly sitting right with you. Okay, and actually I think I know what's going on, which is I think that if you have the difficult conversation in the month of November, that you will get to the Sun Ten of Cups vibration. Like if you have, I think, Aries, you need to get a weight off your chest, sort of. Like I think that that's actually the message here. Like I think if you get a weight off your chest, you're gonna feel so much better, in this month of November. Yeah, you have the Page of Cups, you have the Eight of Cups here. I like that, and the Two of Cups. Okay, I like the Eight of Cups with the Devil always, because the Devil can maybe in some ways be around entrapment, right? And the Eight of Cups is getting out of that scenario. It represents getting out of that, right? This person's walking away from a disappointing situation, and maybe in your case, a toxic situation. Maybe this was a partnership of your past, someone you've been involved with for a long time, as you have the Two of Cups and the Six of Cups. This is a karmic relationship if you put stock into that, like let's say soulmates or twin flames, these sorts of things. The Six of Cups, Two of Cups is a classic like karmic type relationship, right? And maybe there's a scenario here where you're letting go of that, or you have let go of that, and now this is kind of coming into full bloom here for you in November. That's very possible. Some of you are in a critical point with their relationship scenario, okay, in this month of November. And I think that getting a weight off your chest is going to be very helpful. I also think that this situation, however it looks for you, is going to unlock some type of happiness in your life. Like whether this means walking away or otherwise, you're doing this in pursuit of your personal self-care, like you with the Empress and the Ten of Cups, like you're doing this because you want to be happier in your situation, right? Page of Cups, it represents communication here that could be of a happy or exciting nature in this case, and I like that with the Ace of Pentacles. So you have a really good month here. There's just some sort of like battle within that I think some of you are dealing with here, and it's around getting a weight off your chest. And through doing that, the cards are saying you're unlocking a lot of happiness with the Sun and the Ten of Cups. On the bottom, you have the Justice card. This is a Libra energy, but it's about balance in life. In this case, also a card of karma. You actually do have some messages of karma here with the Judgment, the Justice card, the Six of Cups. Looking at your actions and realizing how important they are. These sorts of things. Why don't we go ahead and let's take a look at the Kipper cards here. And we'll see if we can get some more details for you, Aries. All right. You have Distant Horizons. You have Expectation. Toil and Labor. Coffin. Wealthy Man. And Bad Health. Huh. Some of you may feel like you're overworked in a scenario, as you have that Ten of Wands here, toil and labor, bad health. Okay, like some of you may feel really overworked. There may be a call to work-life balance here. I also think that there's a toxic expectation that is being placed on you, or otherwise, or vice versa, I should say, with the expectation in the Devil card. You're clearly looking to end something with the Coffin, Eight of Cups, and the Devil, but it's more so like it's not a swords ending, right? Like swords are like cutting, severing, can be very blunt. This is more like a cups ending. Like you are choosing to walk away. And I think that there's even like an opportunity for you to do this in a way where you feel good about it. Like, you know, yeah. And the key thing here is that this is in pursuit of your own self-care, nurturance, and happiness here. You know, wealthy man can be about your investments as well. On the bottom, you do have lovers. Yeah, I think this is like a timeline for some people, a relationship timeline for some people. But anyway, Aries, thank you so much for being here. Enjoy this month ahead. Make the most of it. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.